welcome to today's stream. And today we are going to review iterators and generators. As I told yesterday, it's not a very important topic when it comes to JavaScript because uh, I personally don't find it very much use. And from the limited knowledge that I have, I've, I think most of the things that iterators and generators do can be done in other ways. But yeah, but obviously, there might be cases where uh, it's easier to implement something using iterators and generators, or in some cases where there's a legacy code that's using iterators. So at that point, it's important to know these iterators and generators, and then there are also some APIs that in JavaScript itself that return iterators. So that's also why this is needed, and we are going to do the whole MDN. We are not going to leave any topic. So let's start with iterators and generators. Iterators and generators bring the concept of iteration directly into core language and provide mechanism for customizing behavior of for off loop iteration. Iterators and JavaScript and iterators is an object. Like any language, JavaScript has similar iterators, which defines the sequence of potentially a return value upon its termination. Significant Specifically, iterator is any object that implements iterator protocol by having a next method that returns an object with two properties values, the next value of the iteration done. That is true if the last sequence has already been consumed if the value is present alongside. So anything is an iterator uh, if an object is an iterator if it has a value and it has a property called done and which could be true or false, and the next property which has next a method which gives you the next iteration of the iterator. So once created, an iterator object can be iterated quickly by repeatedly calling .next. Iterating over iterator is set to consume the iterator because it's generally only possible to do once after terminating value has been yielded. Additionally, calls to next should continue to return done is zero. The most common iterator in JavaScript is array iterator, which returns each value of in the associated array sequence. While it is easy to imagine that all iterators could be expressed as arrays, this is not true. Iterators must be allocated in its entirely, but iterators are consumed only as necessarily. Because of this, iterators can be expressed sequence of unlimited size, such as range of integers between 0 and infinity. Here's an example which can just do that. It allows creation of simple range iterator which defines a sequence integer and starts exclusive to end inclusive. Start is inclusive and end is exclusive. Space step apart. Its final return value is the size of sequence it created that tracked by variable iteration count. So function make range iterator start 0 and infinity, and step is 1. Let next index is equals to start, iteration count is equals to 0, and range iterator is equals to, so we are making a object range iterator that has a method called next that mm, defines a result, and if next smaller than end, which is infinity, or something that the user can input, or the like when the function is called, result is equals to value next index, uh, and done for Next index plus is equals to step. So we are adding the step. Iteration count plus is plus. So iteration count and return result. So we return the result. So and else like if it becomes to the end, it returns iteration count and return true. Done, done is true. Using a drill looks like make iterator range 1 to 10 and 2 steps. So let result is equals to it.next. So first we'll get 1. Uh, so result will be 1 while not result or done. So 1 and false. So the done value will be false. Then we'll console log that. Then we'll get 3 and then false 5 and then false 7 and then false 9 and then false 11. Uh, do we get 11? Yep, we do get 11. 11 and then true. But as done is true, it will not print that. Console log iterator over sequences authorized. Log value. Generator function. Why custom iterators are used? So iterators was a small topic and it's yeah, um, cool. Their creation requires careful programming due to the need of explicitly maintain their internal state. Generator functions provide a powerful alternative as they allow you to define an iterative algorithm by writing a single function whose execution is not continuous. Generator functions are written using function star syntax. Okay. Generators have always created a problem for me. Like, um, I, so there have been cases when I was asked generators, I didn't know that, and then I tried to learn generators. It was very difficult. Like it's always easy to understand, it's hard to remember because it's such a niche topic. Like it's a very niche topic, and after a point, I was like, okay, no one asked this, and I forgot that. Then sometime later, I saw 1 or 2 videos, and that revised me. But still, after some time, I even forgot that also because was um, I had no use for that. And why use your brain memory when you don't require it? So yeah, but um, then again, generator surprised me somewhere where I knew what were, but then I didn't know how to write them, how they were. Like I knew how they work, but like so generators are the question that people ask you to when they find that you know a lot, but they want to surprise you or stuff like that. So. Um, a function can be called as many times as desired and returns a new generator each time. Each generator may only be iterated once. We can now adapt an example from work. The behavior of this code is identical, but implementation is much easier to read and write. So iteration count is 0. Let I is equals to start I smaller than n. I plus is equals to 0. Iteration count plus what? Yield I. Return iteration count. Okay. Exactly. Now I don't remember, but they should actually write comments and try to explain what each and every line does. They should even try to explain what the for loop does because ideally the person reading this would not be someone that knows everything. It could be that a first timer is reading this and now I don't understand. I understand why. What does this yield I does? Uh, I haven't seen but uh, I don't know what it does actually. So not Now they have gone straight to iterables, so it's actually very sad. What was this function then? Let's see. So we were getting the iteration count and we were storing the value, I guess, somewhere. Value, yeah, value was iteration count. Then it's more. Okay. Ah, reading generators from this is not actually a good idea. Uh, like most of the stuff, like um, these docs are, I would say they go for someone who knows a bit of JavaScript. They are easier to read, and um, they are not. I'll do a whole review at the end, I guess. We can do a doc review. So it's a good idea. Smart. An object is iterable. Let's just see what how generators work because I want to learn generators. Uh, and I have learned that so many times, but every time forget. I know. I think the main reason is that I always do it through videos. So reading it would be much nicer, much. Okay, cool. So console log colon. Okay, so yield will be the value and done will be okay. So I guess uh, this is how it works. I think I know how it works. So what happens is that hmm, so it enters in. So this for loop starts. It keeps in iteration counts, and now I let's say we are uh, doing the same. So 1 10 2. So I equals to 1 and I smaller than 10, yes, and then we add on the iteration count, so it becomes 1, and now we yield 1, so which what we yield is return from the next, and then the second time it comes it yields 3, so an iteration comes is added once more, so and this goes on till I becomes 11, and at that point it returns the iteration count, which is 5. So okay, it's I got it, but I needed help from other websites, and I don't think a documentation should be written in such a way where I need to do that. The object is iterable is if it defines the iteration behavior, such as what values are looped over in a for of construct. Some built-in types such as array or map have default iteration behavior, while other types such as objects do not. In order to be iterable, an object must implement the iterator method. This means the object or one of the objects of the program chain must have a property symbol dot iterator key. It may be possible to iterate over iterable more than once or only once. It is up to the programmer to know which is the case. Iterable which can iterate only once, such as generator customarily return this from the iterator, where iterable can be iterated many times, must return new iterator on each invocation. So, okay, we define a generator which yields 1 and yields 2. Const the item. So it dot symbol iterator is equals to it dot symbol iterator function. We're calling that function is equals to it. So what's symbol dot iterator? This example shows a generator iterator, it iterable object which has iterator meta and return the it itself. Well, I guess they call this as the iterator method. Uh, I guess this whole thing is called that. But yeah, kinda makes sense. Symbol dot iterator, like yeah, and consequently the object can iterate only once. If we change iterator method to function slash generator, the which returns a new iterator object, it can iterate many times. Okay, cool. So we saw how to make iterables and like so here's here only. So I think it's the same stuff, similar. For of loop we can use. So these are iterables. Array is an iterable. So, cool. Advanced generator compute their yielded value on demand, uh, which allow them to efficiently represent sequence that are expensive to compute. Five sequences are not. The next method also accepts a value which can be used to modify internal state of the generator. A value passed to the next will be received by the yield. Okay, so how does that work? Hmm. Fibonacci current is equals to 0, next is equals to 1, while true, the reset is equals to yield current. So current will be yielded current next, so next plus current. If reset current is equals to 0, okay, so okay, we can pass in any value which will like we can the value that we pass into the this next method will get that in reset using the yield. So like is equals to yield, and that will give us. It's simple. It's easy to understand. Uh, I think that's it for today. What we'll be doing tomorrow? Uh, Meta programming. This seems interesting. I haven't even heard about meta programming and reflection, a better apply function. Dot apply dot call. What? Okay. Something's interesting. Okay, let's see that tomorrow. It's a small mm, article only, so I think that will be okay. Uh, Thank you guys for joining. Uh,